Hello everyone and welcome back to Harvest Moon Wonderful Life Special Edition. This is Showboat, and today we will be starting up the second day of autumn. Oh yay. So happy. We are in autumn. It is raining. Maybe it will continue to rain. No. It's apparently 4:30 in the morning when we're getting up today. This is not going to be good overall, I think. I like how the trees are starting to turn color because it's autumn. I said I'm not going to plant things until I get the seed maker. So that's a thing. Eventually they'll become normal again. Right now, in order to use those tiles, I have to till the soil. So many things. I want to sneeze. Lots of things all around. Oh my goodness, so many things all over the place. Hello, horse. How are you doing today? Speaking of today, as in actual life, for me, at the very least, this video goes up on a Friday. You're gonna go eat. I am recording this on a Thursday. It is the 1st of October. Yeah, the 1st of October. Today was a rather early day. Because, as you might know, if you've been watching Thursdays, I get up at 6 in the morning to attend a lecture that I am a TA in. So it's my job, and today they had their first exam. So that was a lovely thing. Could you, wake up so I can milk you? That would be wonderful. So yeah, had to, help proctor an exam in a class of over 500. That was cool. That was pretty cool. I have to post their key to that exam at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Oh look, more rain. More rain. Which, right now it's like 2. So fairly soon. Not too long after I finish recording this video, I will have to put up their key. Which, as far as I'm aware, their key is correct. No errors. It was just this 50-question multiple choice. Fill in the Scantron type of exams. We gave them Scantron sheets. And yeah, it went well. My meeting today that I'm usually supposed to have with my advisor has been rescheduled yet again for tomorrow, which is the day this video goes up. I will have ended my meeting right as the video goes up, because my meeting is at 1. So that's a thing that exists. I don't think I've ever had my normal meeting time with my advisor this entire semester. We have always rescheduled it for Fridays. Every single time. Yeah, it's, though I do not want to give her gem soils. I don't think I want to give her gem soils. Give you a goddess drop, please. Yes, take my goddess drop, and, please be at 3 hearts. Love me, darn. So yeah, that was my day today. the thing was rescheduled. I could have come back to my apartment immediately after the class, theoretically, but no, I stayed until 1. Of course, taking the bus back means I'm back at 2, but yeah, did research, listened in for the lab that my advisor is teaching. Well, it's a class, but that day, today, is their lab for that class. Class is ichnology, study of trace fossils. I took the class, 2 years ago. My freshman, my very first semester as a master's student. I've forgotten my horse. I am saddened. Yeah, my very first semester as a master's student, I took that class, and yeah, it's not like a traditional class. My advisor is a little bit different. He's just a little bit different. The class itself is graded on a have you improved scale rather than an actual point scale. You get graded by check marks or check minuses or minuses. And yeah, he looks specifically for improvement, and no one really gets a C in that class. But it's hard. Oh my gosh, it's hard. He essentially gives you like well over 100 trace fossils that are in the collection. He says, here are things. Here is a word bank. Figure out which is what. Go. And it's sets of like 20 to 30 at a time. And that's the lab. No, seriously, that's the lab. So today they were reviewing, I guess, for their first test or whatever. He's gonna give them a test, or he's gonna like set out traces and pictures of traces and be like, hey, give the name, give the environment, and like what makes it, because that's what they need to know. And that's what they write for their labs. It's the name of the trace, the environment it's found in, whether it's marine or continental, which includes freshwater, by the way, on continental. And then what made it. So 3 points that they can get per item. So even if they don't remember the name, or if they spell the name wrong, you lose half a point for spelling the name wrong. Which, trying to spell something like Aaron Nicolaides off the top of your head, yeah. lot of half points get missed from the names of trace fossils. Cocklickness can be misspelled at times. As I said, Aaron Nicolaides. What else is there? There's Hominthoidea, Berguaria, or Berguaria. It's spelled weird. I don't think they've had that one yet, but they'll eventually get it. They will eventually get it. I'm talking too much trace fossils. So it's fun. I actually sit in the lab, which that's where my slabs are. It's like I'm doing my master's research, and there's these I think there's only 4 students in the class this semester that are taking ichnology, and they come in, and so does my advisor, and yeah, they do their thing for a while, and I'm just in there listening in. Of course, I have had that class before. I got a B in the class. I was I think I was essentially the second lowest. I was like just above the lowest score in the class overall. It was not that great for me because I didn't go to this school for to learn paleontology. I went somewhere else when I learned paleontology, and they focus a lot on trace fossils when you take paleo as an undergrad at this school. So they've at least seen a lot of the traces before. I hadn't. It was essentially all new to me, all of it, and yeah, I was almost the lowest score in the class. It was fun. And then I had the absolute pleasure of taking Paleosols that spring, also taught by that professor, and yeah, Ichnology Part 2, except soils rather than trace fossils. Ancient soils, Paleosols. Yeah, that was also fun. I think I got a beat in that too, but I don't think I was the second lowest. I actually did better in Paleosols. It was odd, but basically same format of a class as Ichnology. So yeah, that's what I was doing. I was actually just doing actual, like, finding papers type of research today. That's what I was doing. I'm trying to identify trace fossils that are on the slabs I'm looking at that have a whole bunch of bird tracks on them. Hey, that means Hermana must be watching, right? So I can give Hermana a flower? Please, Hermana, let me give you a flower. Be my friend. Yes, be my friend. Perhaps when you stop shaking your parasol in time with the music, she won't accept my gifts while she's doing that, because that's an animation. And she stops and immediately starts again. Wonderful. I've got all day. Yes, it's for you. She actually just automatically talked to me when she was done with that animation. I am happy. Won't let me talk to her. She's doing that animation to go upstairs. I don't think they look... Uh-oh. I'm stuck. I am stuck. I am stuck. Romana, I am stuck. Oh, thank God, she moved. Are we friends? No, we are not friends quite yet. She will look at me when she moves, when we're friends. But we are not friends yet. What do I want to do now on yet another rainy autumn day? I'm pretty sure I went around and I got all of the flowers. Did that, did the animals thing. Let's go to the dig site, I guess. I need some more, like, fossils to give to Daryl. I need more things. I need more things. So what else has been going on in my boring life? Well, yesterday... What was yesterday? Wednesday, right? Yeah, that was a normal day. That was just a normal day. I didn't really do too much. I mean, I've caught up, quote unquote, on the anime that I've been watching. I quote caught up, and by caught up I mean I gave up on one show in particular that had like 4 episodes left. I just gave up. It's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna finish it. I don't like it. I actually don't. I didn't like it to the point where I actually stopped watching it. No other show this season have I done that, but this one in particular, I felt it was necessary because it just ended up not being what I thought it would be from the beginning of the season. That show is called Castletown Dandelion. In case you did not, in case you're following to the end of the summer 2015 anime season. The show's Castletown Dandelion. It ended up being a slice of life focused on telling like 2 stories in each episode, when at the beginning and the stories seemed like completely just separate, like this is actually just daily life events, that this is just stuff that happens. It's like, where's the progression of the story? In the beginning, it was like there was a progression to the story. It was pretty clear. It, like, regardless of them having that little bit of type of life, that slice of life stuff, whatever. So regardless of them having a little bit of that element in there, for the most part, each of the stories they told at the beginning of the season advanced the narrative. But then it got to the point where it was just not advancing the narrative. It advanced it at a snail's pace, and you got these stupid-ass stories from each of the characters. It's like, oh no, it's turned into something different that is terrible. It didn't end up being what it had presented itself to be, which bugged me to no end. Every other series I was able to at least deal with to the end. And trust me, there were a few where I didn't necessarily enjoy the whole of the ride, but was able to stick with it to the end. Ahem, Charlotte. Ahem. Gatchman Crowd's Insight. Yeah, those 2. What wasn't particularly thrilled. Oh, it's 5 o'clock, so that's the end of the day for digging. That's the end of digging. Yeah, I really didn't like those particular series too much this season. I was able to get through actually I Am and Monster Musume just fine, because they at least are comedies, as well as harems, but they're pretty decent comedies. I at least could enjoy them for that. Heroic Legend of Arslan continued into this season and ended, although not really at an end point. I mean, they did their best to make it like a season ending, but it's like, what? It didn't actually end the story, so there needs to be more to that, and it's like, I don't know, I think it's just an average series. The story itself, like the actual story itself, isn't all that great. It's the characters themselves, the character interactions, the politics, the background, the lore, all the stuff that's behind the story and beside the story. That's what keeps heroic legend of Arslan afloat. Overlord. Yeah, I really enjoyed Overlord. The problem is they cut a lot from the novels. I think they cut a little bit too much. I think from the actual world building side of things, they actually cut a little bit too much lore in favor of the story itself. And oh boy, did it end on a pretty high note. I will give it that. It ended on a pretty darn high note. And again, it's another one of those where it will continue, but the finale for this one ended up wrapping things up a bit so that it's okay if it never comes back. But I hope it does for a season 2. There's 9 light novels, and they went through the first 3 of them in season 1. There might be 2 more seasons before they can get through the rest of the content that's been made for that show, for that story. And yet not a single one has an English release. Not a single one has an official, licensed English release, and I'm not even sure they have that planned at all. I know there's a manga that exists in Japanese as well, that's 2 volumes? It's 2 volumes at this point in time. No idea if we're going to get that out here in the US either. I think the US audience didn't really care for Overlord too much. I mean, I particularly enjoyed it. I've seen that one, I've seen Log Horizon, and then I've seen Sword Art Online, and I think Overlord wins in terms of, the action and quality of the animation. In terms of, story content, that has to go to Log Horizon. Sorry, but that story is a lot better. They touch on a lot better, more mature themes in Log Horizon than Sword Art Online, whose first 3 story arcs were the exact same. I mean, you actually break it down to the essentials. The first few story arcs ended up being relatively the same. Well, the first one, okay. That one's okay. Them going through Aincrad, that is fine. But the next 2 were freaking duplicates of each other. Fairy Dance and Gun Gale. They were thematic duplicates. And I was like, oh no. No. Oh, it made me so sad. It made me so sad that they ended up being exactly the same thematically. It's like, no. After that, it ended up being a bit better, I think, for the show, but I mean, it's got nothing on Log Horizon. Let's be honest. It ended up being really, really, really popular, but I mean, come on. I prefer the story and the characters and the lore combined for Log Horizon. Overlord, I like the story, I like the characters. They cut a bit too much of the lore. We need more of it to better understand, how things work. We get quite a bit of it in, I don't know, episode 11, I think is what it was. Episode 11, just before the finale. Finally, we get mechanics, but whatever. So it's the end of the day. I'm probably just gonna end it off here. I'm gonna go save now while and cut off my my tirade on anime. Hey, there's a reason why I'm called Otaku Showboat. Why I changed my name to be that, alright? So yeah, with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat, and I will see you all next time, where we will take on the 3rd day of fall. Van should be here, so it will be an extended day where we will sell some fish, and we have gifts to give to Daryl now, again. We'll give our gift to Takakura, we'll continue giving our gift to Lumina and Romana, and eventually we'll have 3 hearts and get that heart event done. I'll see you all then.